Welcome back to the Unbiased Opinion, where everyone's opinion is biased except ours. I'm Colin.
I'm Craig.
Yes, you are.
And Daniel?
And we finally have everyone back, and we all come together when it's Cobra Kai time. This is Cobra Kai Season 6, but it's Season 6 Part 1, as Season 6 is broken up into three parts, where the next part will be released in November, and the next part has an unreleased date, but it'll be coming out in 2025. Now, I already did an initial reaction review, but it was just me, so... And it was very short. Like, when I did it, I just saw the Season 6. I just stayed up really late like a degenerate, and then I watched all of it. But now we have different opinions, and I'll just start with mine real quick as I stated in the last one. I thought Season 6 was good, but not great. It's an okay start. Alright, don't talk at once.
Well, I thought you had more to say.
No, no,
You
no,
showed
we'll,
video.
we'll dive into it. We'll dive into it more, but just getting my opinion out. Greg, what do
Yeah,
you
I
think?
mean, especially when I was watching the first episode, we've been saying before, at least I know I've been saying that I want the show to end, not because the show's terrible or you want it to die, like say Star Wars. I want the show to end because it's good and you don't want it to end badly like Game of Thrones or Lost, those other shows that end badly. Because if they end badly, then you don't want to rewatch it. You want it to end good because you like it and you want to be able to rewatch it, years down the road. So watching it felt like it wasn't bad, but especially that first episode, it felt like almost like the epilogue for the whole series. It felt like, oh, that's like that could be a good episode to end the whole series on, but then they kind of have to keep it going, kind of force some conflict to keep the series going.
A lot of it does feel like filler, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's setting itself up into three parts is doesn't help.
Yeah, because it feels like. I mean, first off, that's just such a weird idea to have three parts to your final season.
I don't like it.
And I mean,
Yeah.
we'll talk about. Obviously, there's going to be spoilers. We'll talk about how it ends or how part one ends, and it just makes me think. Well, what's the rest of the season going to be? Knowing that there's 10 more episodes, and knowing that there's just the Sekai Tekai, and it ends with them like at the tournament. Daniel, before we get into that, what did you think?
I mean, I thought it was good. Um, it was enjoyable, but it was okay. Like it's clearly just trying to move along, but it's trying not to move along too fast because they realize it's three parts, so it's just like filling in the gaps when like this first part could have been probably like maybe three episodes of just getting them to the tournament
Oh,
at
easily,
most.
easily.
Yeah, but it was enjoyable. It still has its charm, but that's the problem with it being now part one of three, where it's clearly it's trying to like be its own thing, but it's clearly like, all right, we got to move along, but not too fast.
Well, before we dive into spoilers, let's just reminisce about Cobra Kai because Cobra Kai is one of the most unique shows in the sense that on paper it just sounds like a total disaster, and on paper it just sounds totally stupid. But they make it work, and that's why as Craig said, I really hope that they can somehow stick the landing with this because for all the nonsense over Cobra Kai overcame, and it's really good, even though the premise is a bunch of kids running around and beating each other up in the name of karate.
Karate
It,
soap opera.
yeah, karate soap opera. That's the best way to describe it. Karate is the only law in the valley, but it's just like see, it really should have ended at season 5. And now obviously we have to see how part 2 and part 3 go. But right now I'm feeling like it really just Terry Silver getting arrested. That was a perfect end. And maybe they should have had 11 episodes, and episode 11 was this season 6, episode 1 epilogue.
Yeah, like everyone's gone over their conflicts, I guess they're friends now, all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of these kids, if they get converted by evil karate, seduced to the dark side of karate, Like at the end of the day, they're just high school kids. They're not really evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 10 years down the line, all them would be like, "You remember when we did that karate tournament and committed a lot of crimes? Yeah, that was stupid."
Oh, apparently everyone in the valley remembers every single karate tournament for some reasons.
Yeah, it's like, remember that one time when Cobra Kai just broke into Daniel's house and then just like destroyed everything?
Dude, I was there at the tournament 83 and 84. Whoa.
Oh, Johnny, I saw you win in 82 and 83. Let's talk about some of the more distracting things of season six. First thing is how old everybody is and how old Kenny looks. He looks like an adult. Robbie has to look up to him now.
Yeah, those are one of the first things I noticed because Kenny was so small. Now Kenny's taller than everybody.
Yeah, Kenny was such a young child in 4 and 5, and now he is just like towering over everybody. His voice is so much deeper. I mean, like Robbie looks mostly the same, but
He's
it's like
older.
the Sam, Tori, Miguel, they all look older.
Yeah, which is also another downside to these shows when they have kids. They're gonna grow up and look different. They can't keep their appearance forever.
I mean, Anthony from season 1 to now even so much taller too. It's crazy.
Yeah, but
Talk
at
about
least
a
that kind of was
180.
a plot point.
Oh yeah, he was going into high school, or whatever. But it's been 6 years between episode or between season 1 and season 6, so everyone has aged. Besides, the older cast, everyone looks good on the older cast. But all the kids have just aged so crazy, and it's
You know who hasn't aged at all and looks great?
Stingray. Who?
Yes.
Oh,
I was literally gonna say Stingray. He hasn't aged at all.
Oh, that's not always for the best.
but yeah. Other than that, like my initial reaction was like, "Oh my god, look how old everybody looks." And I think also, I know originally I liked Kenny as a character in season 4 because I honestly, I sided with him when Anthony was bullying him. The first couple interactions Kenny gave back to Anthony, Anthony deserved it. Then it just went like he went super villain, and he just went like so consumed with hate. All he was thinking about was just
Yes,
bullying Anthony.
yes,
Yeah.
given to your
And
hate.
now he's just annoying. Like even towards season 5, towards the end, he was just annoying. And now here, he just feels so betrayed. Like, dude, you're a freshman in high school now. Your little karate gang is over. Like, who cares?
He feels out of place being with them, like getting taken into Miyagi-Do. I feel like they should have like until they ended this, like they should have kept him like on the villain streak.
We're covering spoilers, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I was kind of
There definitely
surprised
is gonna be one.
he didn't appear at with Cobra Kai.
I was thinking the same thing too. Like him and he's with Tori, like somehow Kreese gets him, even though Kreese was across the world, somehow just ends up in LA.
Okay,
I know he's not some world-renowned criminal, but I don't understand how this man, who's clearly wanted for crimes, is somehow able to travel the world consistently without
not
getting
only is he
caught.
wanted for crimes, he is wanted for breaking out of a jail. You think that like they're just gonna like, oh no, he's gone. He got away. Who cares?
Yes, yes, yes. I know that this is a karate soap opera, but it's just kind of funny how he's able to travel and like not get caught every single time.
Well,
Like
Craig, if anybody tried to step up to him and recognize him, he'd just beat him up.
he'd give some speech, about cobras and how he's tough and like, do you really want to go down this road? Rumination.
I'm ruminating. You hear that music? Down, down.
Like, oh, sorry, Mr. Kreese.
Sorry, Sensei.
But that was the thing too for these first 5 episodes. A lot of the stuff, like you said, felt forced, and they're kind of dragging stuff out.
Yeah.
Like they have the whole, which I didn't like. One of the things I really didn't care for was that whole Miyagi, his
Yeah.
secret past
I thought that
storyline.
was
Yeah, it's
really
incredibly
dumb and
stupid.
tacked on.
There's no reason for it. Like we're way past, you know, that. Like this is about like wrapping up the new gen. Like why are we digging up stuff from Miyagi's past?
Not just that, but it always feels, I don't know, for me, it feels wrong, like to have stuff about dead people. Like, the guy can't defend himself or say
Well,
anything.
the thing is also, you know that there's going to be some kind of explanation to it. You just know. And
Yeah,
honestly,
like
whatever
Miyagi took
Miyagi,
the fall for someone, and it was something even more
yeah,
honorable
yeah.
than Daniel thought of him. Like,
Honestly, whatever Miyagi did can't be that bad from what Daniel remembers of him, right? Daniel says like, "Oh, he saved me" or whatever, and he has all these great memories with him. Mr. Miyagi's a war hero. It's like that shady past shouldn't really bother Daniel.
and also too, it just plays into more of like,
People can
Miyagi being
change.
a good,
People
yeah,
can,
exactly,
grow
redemption.
from
Like,
that.
yeah, like Miyagi turned his life around. Like, Daniel was an angry, like, I don't see the big deal. And like Craig
But
said, the guy's dead. There's no repercussions to this. He's
no,
dead. Like,
I don't like, yeah, I don't
uh,
like always, oh, here's
oh,
the
they're gonna
secret
ruin his
backstory we're
legacy
not
now that
talking.
he's dead. Yeah.
I know they're not gonna ruin it, but I just don't like the idea of like, I don't know, talking about it like a dead guy. It feels like lack of respect. I think they'll not make it as bad as other series, but
Like what they could have done, I think would have been a better subplot or side story. Is it, because they mentioned it in episode at the end of episode 3, I think, where Chosen calls he's going to go back to Okinawa. Like I think that would have been a better subplot. Like focus on Chosen trying to like, you know, repiece his life and move forward and mend things with Kimiko. Like that would have been more interesting. I don't think that's necessary, but if you're going to add that as a filler, I think why don't you focus on a guy who's actually there currently, and then
yeah, and
and then Daniel can help him, Johnny can help him, so they're working out their differences, but they're simultaneously coming together, because they have to do that every 5 minutes. I did chuckle though with like they worked out the Miyagi-Do name, and then like Daniel's like, "I'm just happy you guys aren't going to fight," and Johnny's like, "What do you mean? We're still going to fight."
I like Johnny's maturity in this season.
Oh, he's easily the best character so
Well,
far
he's
this
always
season.
has been the
But
best character.
oh yeah, but by far this season, like I don't think there's anyone else close.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely come a long way from his caveman-like ways. And like before, he conceded the fight to Chosen because it was in the best interest of everybody else. Like he's still a little hot-headed, but he's more matured. He has a better way of thinking, and he's trying to be a better person because he has a new kid on the way and whatnot. And he wants to. There's a subplot where he wants to buy the house, so he starts working for LaRusso.
Johnny actually is like he's I don't know. I feel like he's the only character like they've act like I lost my train of thought. Never mind.
Well, he's like the only character that is still kind of growing and has a
Yeah, yeah.
character arc. Daniel hasn't really had one. He's always the kind of the moral high ground. He always tries to be right, and then Daniel's always usually not always, but Daniel's in the wrong too with a lot of things because everyone has lack of communication in Cobra Kai. I guess karate judges everyone's mind so much that they just can't talk to each other.
karate soap opera.
I
Yeah.
I just think I just think like at this point you don't need to have these, rivalries within. Like I think it's like, all right, we're in the final season, they're all coming together, they gotta face this other army for the world championship. Like just just do that. Like just move them all forward. They're in a you know, they're in a harmonious state. Like just get them to the tournament and let's go. Like I don't think they need to keep, having these like, you know, at the end of at the end of episode 5 now, when Johnny and Daniel got into it over, the whole Tory thing. And, he said, like, I'm gonna do, Johnny's like, I'm doing this just so the kids are after this. You and I are done. It's like, do we really need to keep doing this? Like,
Yeah,
just
that was like a rehash, and I actually thought that whole scene was probably the best of the season, and maybe best of the show. I thought the acting was really good in that part, and I thought the person who plays Tori Peyton List, she's usually not. I don't think she's a good actress, and she's had some hammy lines, and she doesn't deliver too well in the previous Cobra Kai seasons. But I thought in that particular scene, everybody acted so great, and then they end it with Daniel punching Johnny.
Yeah, like you don't need them to bring up the Miyagi thing right there. Like that was enough of a scene to end it there.
Yeah, I thought it was really well acted. Even Johnny too.
I did like Johnny sticking up for Tori, like where he's like, let her fight it out. Like let her decide how she wants to. You don't get to choose how she reacts to this. Especially too, like you thought like Daniel would have been a little more understanding since he lost his dad when he was young.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think the big thing, because I guess I was on the opposite. I just don't think that was the right moment. She clearly was not okay mentally.
well, I'm not saying what like I just like Johnny sticking up for her. Like, let her fight out like how he connected to her. Like when he got upset with Daniel and he's like she was working through it, man. Like I just like that he was actually connecting, like to her on that.
Oh no, I get that. Like, I just think, like, again, like if people just talked or something, like there's no reason for them to always have this
There's no
drama.
talking in this universe, Craig.
Because like if they just told her, like, just I don't know, take a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, we'll
Uh,
come back tomorrow. Like, grieve. Like it's like a company policy. Bereavement for 3 days and then come back and fight.
So okay, so
well, it
let
is
me.
weird because like when someone passes away, you don't want them to like because you clearly like you could see. I mean, I guess that's good acting because like she did not look
Yeah.
okay.
Let me ask this: what was the big deal with being the captain for the girls' team? There's only two girls. What's the big deal?
Yeah, and well, that's what I was wondering too. Why do they have two captains when?
There's six people, and you have two captains. Like
But
what?
but didn't they
Wasn't it?
like?
I
But
forget.
there
Was
was
it one
no.
for
But
boys and one for girls, or just
Yeah.
two captains in
but
general?
no.
No,
But
it's
I'm
one
saying,
for boys and one
but
for
with the
girls.
Sekai, but with the Sekai Takai, like it's not. There's not like a boys competition and a girls competition, right? Like they didn't set it up like that, like how it was at the All Valley, like where they had boys and girls. I think it was just your six versus their six. Like it was individuals. So I don't
No, not be
think
very wise. If you're running a real tournament.
like did they set it up that there was like a boys competition and a girls, or was it just your best six and everyone else's best six?
I
I
don't
assumed it
remember.
was. I still assumed it was gendered because why else would they have captains?
Yeah, they
You
have
know,
captains for gender.
but did I? But I don't know if they really had set it up that way. I could be misremembering it.
I get what you're saying. I guess I'm also just assuming because that's how like every sports tournament is.
I just thought we're in 2024. Cobra Kai could be a little more progressive, but
Well, I
or
think in
Miyagi
Cobra
Do could
Kai,
be.
it's like
Yeah, it's stuck in
2019.
2018.
Like it's 2018, 2019.
It hasn't caught up with us yet, Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm not watching part 2 and 3 now. Yeah, but yeah, why? I think they should have just had one captain for the whole team.
Wait, isn't it? There's three girls on the team, right? It's
Yeah,
Devin,
well,
Now
then
there's
now
three.
it's now it's well now it's down to two, Devin and Sam.
but it was three beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, can we talk about one thing that kind of was dropped to me? Maybe this will be brought on later. I honestly thought Devin was going to get caught, essentially drugging Kenny when they're doing that tournament for the winner take all if they get that flag. I thought she was going to get caught, and then nothing.
Yeah, well, she'll
It's
probably
gonna
get
come up.
caught down the
It's gonna
road.
come up. Yeah, it'll probably come up like
I
probably
guarantee
like
you. Do
when
you
she's
think?
fighting.
Okay, do you think Kenny is going to crash the Sekai Tekai? This
Well,
high school freshman is gonna come down there. He's gonna go back to the spot where they had that thing. He's gonna check the garbage and he's gonna see the laxatives.
but again, see, I thought he was going to show up at the end with Tori.
Kreese could still pull a trick, trick out of his sleeve.
But Kreese
Yeah,
didn't like Kenny. It was Terry Silver who believed in him.
Yeah, but you know how Kreese is, he'll sweet talk him.
Also, can
Yeah,
we talk about the
he
competition they have
has
to
a silver
face?
tongue like a cobra.
Oh, that's true. The competition at the face in Sekai Tekai is a group of grown stunt fighters, like actual stunt people, and then they're going up against these actors who probably train for a month or 2 months in
Kreese's
karate.
army.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones doing all the stunts for the actors, and now they have to actually face him.
Like I know Robbie, Miguel, Tori, and Sam, they all look older, but those guys look like legit, like seasoned veteran adults. They look like actual fighters.
Well, I remember I thought it was funny when Mike Barnes was training them, and he kept talking about it, like they're all gonna die or get seriously injured, they have broken limbs, and he might not return home.
I like how he like
You'll
Return
return
home, where are
home
they
in a
going?
body bag.
I like how he was like he apologized to Daniel and John. He's like, "Sorry, man. It brings the demons out of me."
These people all need help.
Like, and then he says the line to like Johnny or like Daniel and Daniel, like, I thought if I could use that power to get my life back together. It's like, how would helping these kids in a world championship fix your business? Like, you
These
do furniture.
these people can't be integrated back into society with everybody else. They're just lost causes. They're all lunatics.
It's literally like they're all living like I feel like a perfect analogy is like they're all living in the mirror dimension of real world.
As if
No,
they can't be reintegrated into society.
no, it's like the Truman Show where there's just this big biodome. They're all like in there, away from society, and then when they finally get out, they just act like animals.
Like they just need their straight jackets.
I think Johnny must have been patient zero because he was the kind of, he was like
He's the catalyst to all of this.
Yeah, they like clockworked oranged them to like think it's 1984 the whole time. Never.
It'd be funny at the end. They have like a bunch of doctors watching from this like two-way glass mirror, studying Johnny. This individual has successfully entered
Yeah, this
real
whole time,
life.
this whole time, Kreese was trying to snap him out of his delusion.
What was it, like Shutter Island, where that Kingsley
Oh yeah.
was the doctor all along?
Yeah,
No,
in the end, Johnny's gonna get himself
like
lobotomized for
a
the good of
Christmas,
the
was a
world.
Christmas horror story, like that mall Santa that went insane. Thought he
Ah,
was
yeah.
fighting Krampus.
But so it ends with you see it has like the most Star Wars esque music of betrayal when they're at the Sekai Tekai and
God.
they see Tori joining Kreese. And at that point, I was actually like laughing to myself. That was too funny.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I mentioned in my solo review that the great thing about Cobra Kai is, yeah, it's really dumb, but all the characters treat it so seriously. They have that conviction, and that's what sells it. That's what makes it not connect more, but that's what makes you like it because the characters themselves are treating it seriously.
Yeah, like Robbie's face when he saw Tori on the
Yeah.
other side, like he just watched her murder a
No, it's
grown
like no,
man.
it's like him watching his platoon just like bomb some village. Like he's just shocked and betrayed. They act like it's something horrific that she joined Kreese, even though like her and Kreese had a good like mentor mentee relationship, if that's a word.
Oh yeah, like he was probably one of the few people in her life, or consistently in her life, that at least weren't trying to screw her over, like that doctor. Not that
Yeah.
they were, not that she was trying to, but just not
No,
very good
that
at her
doctor was
job.
right. He was trying to be sneaky and he was trying to charm his way out of there, so he can go back to beating up underage kids and commanding a karate army.
I do wish that I don't know why they sent him away now, but they're probably gonna bring him back, when they're down at the tournament. But like, why did they send Chosen away? Like, why was he not with them at
That
this
was
tournament?
disappointing that he was kind of sidelined because
Like,
Chosen was one of the best parts of season 5
yeah,
by far.
and he's
Well,
helped them get to this point. Like, what I mean? Like, he's invested, and like his whole thing is restoring the honor to keeping Miyagi's legacy alive, and then he just up and leaves. Like,
see, if he, it's not the problem that he left, but he didn't say anything.
It just showed him looking at flights from Okinawa on his phone, then you just don't see him again.
I mean, I'm sure he's gonna come back, when they're down or whatever in the tournament. Somehow he just appears.
He
But
wears like a tighter gi, so he looks like he tries to pass as a
no,
student.
yeah, like he's secretly one of the refs, but he's been wearing like a fake mustache the whole time. But like, I just don't get like that's something they could have done at the end of the season. Like you sent Chosen off finally. He's gonna, at the end of the season it's cheesy, but like Kimiko calls him, and now he's gonna go back to Okinawa. He says farewell, and he's gonna start his life with Kimiko. Like I think that's a perfect ending. It's expected, but he should be here for this.
Well, just because it's expected doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
Just so, like a side rant, but writers always get this idea that if people are expecting it, well, now screw you, I'm gonna change the ending if it doesn't make sense just to say you're wrong. It's like, well, just I don't see what's wrong with going with the predicted. Like you should respect the intelligence of your audience enough to where you've been basically leading these characters to a certain point. People can guess the logical conclusions. I mean, it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just people can, they're intelligent enough to guess it. But these writers don't seem like they'll do that. This isn't, Endgame or Game of Thrones or
No,
whatever man-child
I think
writers.
I think those writers they'll do the characters right.
Well, this is the problem of it being broken up into three parts.
Yeah, we just don't know for right now. But the thing is, like, if they came this far, and you know what it is, it's like the plot lines with the characters are not as serious as, let's say, Game of Thrones. The I don't know. I just feel like, for given this circumstance, I have more faith that these writers will do right by the characters.
Well, like I said, I
And
don't
like
feel
Game
like
of
they're trying as
Thrones.
hard to. I mean, obviously everyone wants to surprise their viewers, but this doesn't seem like it's from a place of malice. It seems because they like the characters. Like I always mention Game of Thrones because that was infamous for the writers trying to screw over their fans and just rushing the ending because they didn't care anymore.
Yeah, I don't think
Because you
that's it.
remember like how popular it was. Everyone was talking about Game of Thrones. Everyone was watching it, and now no one talks about it because the series ended so badly. It annoyed everybody.
Like, I'm sure they got something planned, but
Yeah. I
the thing
will
is,
say,
we just won't know until November.
yeah, I will say that maybe my favorite part of this entire season was Stingray's cameo,
Oh, God.
trying to motivate Johnny to take back Cobra Kai. He was
Stingray's
play
another one.
he was playing the audio of Kreese's like teaching in the middle of the woods.
I know he has this little cult with children in the woods. Like, what is wrong with this man? How is he not arrested?
And he was like correcting them, and he told them like he said to the one kid like your mom hasn't called me back.
I'm just trying to imagine that this is a hard sell to parents. Hey, let me train your prepubescent kids in the woods by myself for hours.
Yeah, like what? How did these parents agree to this?
Maybe just kidnap them. It'd be funny. There's like a plot line where in the background, like, let's say these characters at a news station, you just see out of focus like reports on Stingray, notorious child abductor in the California area or
In the
in the
valley.
Valley area.
He ends up at the Sekai Taikai because he was fleeing the country.
Yeah, because at least when Johnny started his dojo, he got a place of business. And same thing with Daniel-san. Yeah, but this guy's just trading in the woods like a cult with like underage kids. Someone's gonna stop this man.
Just the funniest part was like, you think it's like, oh, Kreese is like, the memories of Kreese yelling at Johnny or whatever, teachings, and he has an actual boom box of Kreese's recordings.
He has manifesto.
He needs to show up at the World Championship somehow.
He'll be part of the Sekai Teikai as his own dojo.
So
It's just himself. He's his best student.
I still believe this. I think they're gonna bring back Hilary Swank, and maybe she will give Daniel some closure on Miyagi.
Because when he's trying to track
Because
down
this
his
is a
backstory.
show, this is a series that has dug up pretty much any kind of character from the Karate Kid. They dug up obviously Mike Barnes, they dug up Terry Silver, they dug up the girl that was in part three that ends up being related to Amanda. It's like Amanda's cousin or something. Um,
Yeah.
they're digging
True.
up everybody, and this is the
Yeah.
Miyagi verse now. So I think they're gonna dig up Hilary Swank. I forget what character she played, what her character's name was, but that was in the next Karate Kid.
What about Will Smith's son?
Oh, no. Maybe Jackie Chan. There's a Karate Kid movie. Did you guys know that was coming out? Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan are going to be in a new Karate Kid movie that's in the Miyagi-verse.
Are you serious?
So the Jaden Smith Karate Kid is now canon.
So I remember I remember I saw the announcement for the
Oh,
movie, but
I'm
I
I'm happy Jackie Chan can join the universe, and that's about it.
So maybe Jackie Chan will show up, Master Han or Mr. Han.
But they're doing a movie?
Yeah, it's coming out next year.
Is Jaden Smith going to be in it again?
I don't think so.
All right, well, now I'm going to go see it.
So is this the part of the episode where we should do predictions?
guess.
Craig, do you have a prediction for either the next 5 episodes or for part 3?
See, I'm not entirely sure because there's 10 more episodes, so I'm wondering how they're gonna. I'm just wondering how they're gonna even structure this. Like, are the next five, the 10, all the next 10 episodes can't be just the tournament.
No, I think it's gonna. I feel like there's gonna be some shady stuff that happens at the tournament that for some reason they have to go settle it back in the valley,
It always
like
comes
in a
back to the
in
valley.
like an unofficial, you know, fight.
You want to hear
What was
my
that one Rocky movie where like, Rocky beats up some guy in the street?
Rocky 5 when he was training the guy and then he ended up fighting him in the street.
Yeah, it'd be like that, like just a big street fight.
Yeah, my ring's outside.
I think honestly, Kreese is gonna die at the end, but he's gonna die redeemed.
No, 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 no.
You don't think he'll be redeemed?
No, he's
Oh, he's like Palpatine. He can't be redeemed. That's what makes his character great.
yeah.
No,
Well,
Terry Silver was by far worse than Kreese.
I don't know. I mean, I know what you're saying. Kreese or not Kreese. Silver did probably worse stuff overall, but Kreese is also just like a huge psycho.
Yeah, but Kreese was the one that pulled him back into it and made him that monster.
Because if they were gonna do a redemption, I thought they would have done it when they brought back in Terry Silver. Like how he was worse than how Terry was supposed to be worse than Kreese, but Kreese just
Yeah,
keeps doubling down.
and then they could have the epilogue where like part of it where like Kreese says goodbye. Like he's not fully good, but he like can't be around them, so he like leaves.
He's definitely gonna have like an emotional scene with Johnny.
Oh yeah.
He's Johnny's real father.
Yeah,
There's no
like
way.
like it'll be
You
like
know,
it'll
funny
be like
enough,
an Uncle
Craig,
Ben scene.
as a kid, when I first saw the Karate Kid, I actually thought they were father and son.
Yes. They are doing this just to confirm that thought you had in your head.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you, whoever the showrunners are.
the guy who did Harold and Kumar.
It's those guys?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it's been them the whole time.
Very surprised.
What kind of a name is that anyway?
Was it like 3 U's and 2 A's?
But yeah, Kreese will be laying there like with his last breath, and he like pulls out like a like a baby photo of Johnny.
I've always been there. I was there.
Karate was always
Wasn't
there.
that being Johnny's father? Like he was the doctor that delivered Johnny. He's always been in his life.
Yeah, it turns out he's like been quote unquote grooming him the whole time to
He's
become a karate master.
he's not even a doctor, but for some reason he was delivering Johnny.
Yeah, he was like his preschool teacher, his like elementary school teacher.
You just see 80-year-old Kreese in like a wig and lipstick.
I know you guys never watched Seinfeld, but there was a flashback to World War II with George Costanza's dad. He's I don't know if you know what he looks like. The guy always screaming.
Oh, George Costanza's dad's Ben
Yeah.
Stiller's dad.
Yeah, yeah. But he had a flashback to like 40 years ago. Instead of like hiring a younger guy or doing anything, they just put the old actor, gave him a terrible wig, and said, "Here's your flashback."
It's like did you ever see the memes about like Saw, like the Saw movies, like how they never de-age the actor? So like his flashbacks, it's some 65-year-old man with like a backwards baseball cap.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. They should do that with Kreese. Like if they like, instead of hiring these young guys, like, it's not they have the young Kreese actor. No, just have real Kreese.
Yeah.
Act like act like it's 50 years ago.
Yeah,
That's always funnier.
I think that it won't get settled in the tournament. Like obviously the tournament will be part two, and then they're gonna, for some reason they're gonna have to go back to. Oh my God, if they go back to the old gym, like the old where the original took place, to settle it.
You
I,
mean
I
like the
feel,
original Cobra Kai dojo? Because they already went back there.
yeah. I mean, I could see it, like them going back there again, like after the tournament. Like this is where it really ends. And then like I could see it the last episode, like the final fight. It's all flat. It's like all flashbacks. It's just cutting back and forth.
Jesus. Because obviously, if this is the last season, I don't think Magneto can't. They have to win it. They can't have someone else win it. It's going to be the finals, Miyagi-Do and the new Cobra Kai.
That's why I don't know. I don't like Robbie being the captain. Give it to Miguel. Come on.
I think also the I forgot to mention this, I know we're doing predictions, but the stupid tension between Robbie and Miguel now, just for that little thing. It's like these people don't think about what they're saying.
Well,
Like, I get where they're both coming from, but like Robbie made that dumb comment. He's like, "Well, you don't think I deserve it?" And it's like, no, that's not what Miguel meant. It's clearly not what he meant.
yeah.
But Miguel wants it just as much as you do.
Again, it's also the why is there only one captain spot, and
Well, I mean, also Miguel's going somewhere in life.
Yeah, Miguel didn't kick another student off the second floor of a school, and that kid broke his back, and he ran away, and then he was, scamming people. Miguel wasn't a degenerate. He was actually a good kid.
So I'm like, just give him the captain.
well, it was that, and he's kind of we're talking about I don't know main characters. It's obviously it was Johnny Lawrence, and then his similarity, like the Miyagi relationship with that he had with Miguel. So probably should have been him, but
Well, just
Like,
because they're a captain doesn't mean that.
I know, but like Miguel, he's the one it all started with.
Yeah.
well, that's what made the show famous. It was him and Johnny Lawrence's relationship.
Yeah.
I know they've expanded
Do
the
you think,
roster of
wait,
characters.
do you think that during the tournament, Carmen's gonna go into labor and
I don't
Johnny's
think
gonna have to leave?
has it been that big of a time jump yet? I don't think it has been, honestly.
I
Well,
don't think so either.
when did the last season
Maybe
end?
maybe it's been a couple months.
But when did the last season end? Like what part of the year?
Well, wasn't
It
it
was
like
in
the end of the
May.
school year,
It
and
was
then
in
now
May.
that it's the end of now it's
Now
the
it's
start of the
September.
school year. Yeah, I really hope they don't do that,
So
just
that's
because that'd be
that's 4
so.
months. That's 4 months.
Well, I don't know where it should be long, but I just I don't I wouldn't like the idea of like Johnny has to miss something crucial because his wife's in labor or his baby mama's in labor.
I just like, yeah,
I know what you're saying. It's perfect for the the soap opera drama and tension,
yeah.
but
Johnny wasn't there for the finale at the Sekai Taikai. That's why they gotta go back to the valley and settle it.
Could you imagine Terry Silver crashes it? It'd
Like
make no sense.
he literally crashes into, like, he's drunk driving. He's like on probation and just crashes into the tournament while being Cobra Kai.
but so obviously Miyagi-Do's going to win the tournament. At least I'm assuming they're going to win. So who do you think will be the winner?
Um, I hope Miguel.
I
I
was
mean,
going to say him too, just because
I
he's
have a
kind of the main character, kind of deserves it.
I don't think he'll not Miguel. I think Dimitri's gonna go far
I
unexpectedly
you
because
know
he had that whole pep talk with his girlfriend about, like, oh, I don't like this loser act, like, like, as if
But
like
the thing is,
as if he's a loser because he's not gonna win at karate even though this dude's gonna go to MIT.
well, I was going to say that too. Like that whole, it felt very. See, this is why I feel like they're forcing things like the whole
Hawk and
selecting the top
Dimitri.
six. Selecting the top six. Now Dimitri's motivated to do well in karate because his girlfriend doesn't want to lose
So
her.
I thought it was stupid too, like Dimitri and Hawk fighting because Hawk decided he didn't want to go to MIT. Like, uh, okay, like you guys, it doesn't mean you guys can't ever be friends because you don't go to the same school.
Well, there's that, and Hawk wants to go to better party school, but let's not act like MIT probably doesn't have. It's a very
Yeah.
large school. I'm not aware of their party status, but
Yeah, I mean that was stupid. Wanting to like
Oh,
go back to like hang out with Kyler.
can we talk about how that one smooth brain guy said he went to MIT? That was like such an Adam Sandler joke, where he's like, "No, the MIT is this," and he said
the
like whatever.
Midwest Insta
Yeah,
whatever.
that was a Pixels Adam Sandler joke. I couldn't believe they stooped to that level.
Talk about characters that age. Kyler looks like he's 35.
So he is the guy who plays Kyler's in his 30s.
Like, is he
It's
really? He looks so
Yes.
old. He's like,
it's just funny how he's like the exact same character. Like I guess they're all like buddy buddy now, but just funny how he's exactly the same.
I feel like he's like wearing the most stereotypical frat guy outfit too.
Yeah, he was born in 1990.
Jesus.
God, he's actually that old. I was just, I
No,
thought
he
maybe late 20s, but like, geez.
Well, remember he was late 20s when they filmed the first season. There's like this legitimate like 28-year-old harassing the 16-year-old kid.
Yeah. But even it was kind of nice to see like Kyler, kind of accepted him. He was a tool and stuff, but he like moved on a bit.
Oh yeah, life goes on.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Hawk not wanting to go to
Wait,
MIT because it's not the best party school. Just it's like, all right, dude.
wait, that was another scene that made me laugh. Was when they fought in the frat, and they're like, "Oh, where's that? Whatever that guy's name is." And you just see that guy, the MIT guy, just choke slam the one guy through the table. But yeah, it was unnecessary tension. Like Hawk and Dimitri, I'm like, why? And like, and now it's like they're trying to make like Dimitri be the underdog, and I'm like he doesn't need to like accomplish this. Like, he's just there because he's been there the whole time, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, like he could have still shown up in a supporting role to support Hawk.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to be there.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think that would have been better too. Instead of Dimitri making the cut, like him and Hawk, if you want to have their, big blowout, like, when Hawk is about to go for his big fight and he like needs support, Dimitri shows up out of nowhere, and talks with him in the locker beforehand and like motivates him. I think that's fine. Like, excuse me. I don't want to see like Dimitri all of a sudden, outclass these like guys that look like they're actual, karate masters.
Well, it's funny because even Daniel LaRusso, probably his biggest supporter, saying, "All right, come on, Dimitri shouldn't be on the team."
Yeah. Like they didn't need to have this all like, oh gotcha, like subversion thing where like, oh Hawk didn't make the team, but now because Tori's not there, Hawk's on it. Like just have the best fighters do it.
Yeah, because the only thing they had me going for that whole I guess tryout for the top six. I assume the top five were a lock. The four power
And
couples
and
and
Hawk.
Hawk. I assume those were a lock.
Yeah,
To
the
me, it was
sixth
just
spot, if you wanted to have like the a high tension one between Devin and Kenny for that last spot, that fits.
or because then they tried to say, oh, maybe Dimitri could get it or
Or
Anthony could
Anthony.
get it.
Yeah,
Wait, I
like
was like, There's no way Anthony's gonna get it."
Anthony's been training for like not even a year. Like he's not, there's no shot that the Dimitri would beat him. He's had more training than him. Come on.
Well, I mean, the training, like Dimitri's been a main character far longer, so I think they would give him the better send off. But
I am happy though that they were trying to hype up Anthony to be like in the next, like he's going to be really good, and then he just loses.
He almost gets his nose broken.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
Yeah.
well, because I think they're trying to focus more on the season one OGs. Like I know he was technically there, but he really didn't become a character until like the last two or three seasons.
When he started bullying people.
I am so yeah.
But I don't know, like
I did like like Johnny trying to break up the friendship between Sam and Tori. So he got Devin to have a slumber party, and he was just there trying to like literally he stole the boyfriend's phone, trying to text him.
Yeah.
of
He's
course
saying like
it
he's like,
sounds
yeah,
so
it's okay here.
terribly
I'm a
too.
girl dad now. It's okay. I can stay here.
Yeah, he's like I think he said like or Daniel was like, "Oh, you girls are tough or whatever." He goes, "Eh, chicks dig me." Like walked away. Or or the when they had the gender reveal thing show up in the box, and they were trying to like
Oh, they thought it was
John,
a bomb.
oh, Johnny was tricking Daniel, saying like, "Oh, Kreese sent it." Like, it would
Honestly,
actually
I
be a
believed it. Like
bomb.
they
Yeah,
got me.
I was like, there's no way it's a real bomb. That'd be nuts.
Because I really thought it'd be a real bomb because Kreese is the psycho. Apparently he might have killed Tori's mom, so
You might have.
What
what?
was that? Was that a small detail in it?
Well, Tori's mom had a fist, like maybe she was fighting back. I don't know. I was
Huh.
assuming that maybe they Kreese got her. I
No,
mean,
no, no, no.
No, Craig, I think
No,
she
that was
actually
just Tori.
died.
No, that was just there. That was them just showing Tori like fighting through her emotions because she sees Sam going to give the fist, but then she cuts to the mom, seeing that image of her mom dead on the floor.
Craig, I think her mom just died and her fist rolled up.
Oh my God, you imagine if that's a plot twist that Kreese actually killed her mom to get
oh,
her to
I'm
join his
assuming
team?
that 100% that he killed her. Until proven
What?
otherwise, I'm gonna assume he killed her.
What? That's
All
nuts.
right, hot take, hot
There's no
take.
murder in Cobra
You
Kai
heard it
except
here,
when Kreese
folks.
killed
You
the
heard it here.
when Kreese killed that captain in Vietnam.
Are you kidding me? Kreese tried to kill so many people.
Okay, whatever. But he didn't actually kill him, Craig. Attempted murder
Allegedly,
and murder
Craig.
is different,
Allegedly.
Craig.
Oh, okay, but you have to understand this wasn't like a brutal on-screen murder. Like he did it probably, maybe he withheld her
All right,
medicine or something.
Craig. I'll play along with your theory. If he did do it, hear me out. Remember, he killed that cobra. So what if
Yes.
he
That's
harvested the
true.
venom, broke into the house, and then injected it like into her,
Okay,
like you know,
hold on. This man is in some remote part of the world with all these other
I think they
karate
were in
people.
Korea because they
Yeah,
were
it was
speaking
it was
Korean.
Korea.
So he okay, that's even worse. And
Well,
he got all the
like
way out
the name
there.
like the dim sum. It's a
You know
Korean
they're
name.
Korean.
Yeah.
But he came back to America just to kill Tori's mom, and then went back to they're in Brazil now, right? Is that where the Sekai Tekkai's take place? It's
They're
Brazil?
in Spain.
It's in Barcelona.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
in
they're in Barcelona.
Barcelona. Oh, my bad. And he went all the way back to Spain just to get her on a karate team for the Sekai Tekkai. He killed her mom. Craig, you're wild. And you know what? I'll give you all the credit if you are right on that.
Come, the way you're saying it as if you're really surprised. Like this man is insane. You really think you would put it past him?
I don't think he would kill a terminally ill woman. I think she would
Of
just.
course he would. He's a crazy.
They've been hinting for a while that the mom was just very sick and she wasn't doing well.
But then she was surprised. But then they said she was getting better, and then she
Yes, they
died.
did say
Yeah,
that.
but that happens all the time when people are actually sick. That happens all the time.
Colin, this is the Miyagi universe. Anything is possible.
Miyagi verse.
Miyagi verse.
No, I interpreted that line as that. That's just
No,
that happens in real life.
No, obviously
No.
she's dead. Like she died normal, like from that.
Oh yeah, she's not gonna come back. I'm not saying she's like a zombie.
But if
But
Craig's theory is right, I'm just playing along with it. You imagine because he took the cobra back when he killed it. You imagine if he harvested the venom and then injected it into her and killed her with it.
That's wild.
Just so,
see, you keep
'cause
saying
then
that that's wild. Like it's really not surprising.
Connect the lines. Connect the lines here, Craig. Because then after he killed the mom, right? Then he goes and finds Tori in that parking garage to talk to her, try to get her back.
Are you saying that when he would talk to her, he already did the deed?
Yes, and then Tori goes home, right? Mom, like, and then she sees her mom dead, and then
Mm.
she's working through all those emotions, and then she goes back to Kreese.
That's like some stuff from Seven. You ever see that movie? Where it's
No,
like when
but
Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah, you know what?
Craig, you might be onto something.
Yeah, Craig.
Really? I thought you guys would have assumed that too. Just
No, I thought she just died because she was
I was
sick.
Craig when I thought she died. I was not thinking Kreese murdered her.
that was the first thing I thought of because this man's insane. And, like we didn't see. I know, maybe because the episode we didn't see how she died you know, because I would assume they would have showed us how she died.
I interpret it as the doctors. Maybe they
Said she
weren't
was
doing the
getting
best
better.
job, but that happens all the time when usually people seem like they're doing better than they die. That happens all the
What was
time.
her sickness again?
I have no idea.
I don't think they ever elaborated on it. They just said she was sick.
Yeah, so it's not like she was, a fitness instructor or something, and then she just died randomly. Like she was peak health.
Yeah, because that's why Tori she had to work multiple jobs and she
Yeah,
had to deal
because
with
her
that
mom
creepy
can't work and she
she
has
had
to
to
look after
and she had to
the
deal with that like creepy landlord
yeah,
that
and
Kreese
then
like
Reese
threatened to
gets a
cut his
cigar cutter.
his yeah. But I was just thinking about when we were talking about potentially that being a bomb sent to their house by Kreese. You imagine if it actually blew up, killed everyone, and then it just cuts to Kreese at the end of
Just
the
smoking a cigar.
driveways and turns around just down, and then it just ends.
And then the next, like, imagine the episode that happens in episode 3 of part 1, and then the next 2 episodes are just like black screens for 30 minutes. Uh,
I'm still like
Wow.
hung up on the fact that Colin really can't believe that Kreese wouldn't murder somebody, as if this man hasn't already tried to murder kids before.
He did try to he tried to gut Johnny with that broken glass, remember? Or no, or Daniel.
Yeah, as goes
he
say
Remember?
did.
hello to Mr.
Yeah.
Miyagi.
Well, no. He also no. He was gonna choke out Johnny, and then Daniel stepped in, and then when they went through the glass, he went to gut him. And then Daniel hit him with those like the technique Chosen showed him. So 2 counts of attempted murder that we have documented.
Plus,
One
didn't
possible
he
murder.
also didn't he orchestrate the the attack in Daniel LaRusso's home, like all the kids trying to attack the other kids?
I don't know if he
Remember?
orchestrated that per se. That seemed like the kids are just hungry for violence.
Well, not saying he told them specifically. You know how he acts. Like
Yeah.
he definitely plants ideas in their head and gets them riled up.
And he did kill his commanding officer, but he was forced to.
Let's not act like this would be very difficult. She's a very sick woman. I can't imagine it'd be very difficult for him to take her out.
You know, he could have done like a painless thing, but he like sends in like 3 cobras after her.
It'd be terrible. He puts like paint thinner in her IV or something.
So it's no more a matter of prediction of what's going to actually happen with the rest of the show. It's more of a prediction: is Craig possibly right?
Well, you heard it here. Craig predicted it right in July. If
Because
that comes to fruition.
I don't know. That was the first thing I thought of. Like I just assumed he did it.
All right, and another prediction: are we actually going through saying that Kreese is actually Johnny's father?
No, I don't think that's
No.
true.
Is he possibly Tori's
The-
grandfather?
No, the timeline just doesn't add up for him being Johnny's father. He would
It
probably
could-
he'll be
it
around
could-
the same age of Johnny's possible father, but this man was traveling the world learning karate from that karate Korean master.
Who's still alive? That guy's got to be like 100.
Yeah.
When they showed that guy, I go, "There's no way."
Yeah, that guy looked like a 50-year-old man in 1970.
Well, plus too, we have seen in the flashbacks with like the relationship Johnny had with Kreese, where he was just some, I guess loser kid who came to learn karate.
Yeah, there's no way that's his actual dad. There's
I don't know. Kreese has like plotted some devious things.
No.
To me, it felt more of a, he never had kids.
He
Kreese,
was
maybe that was the
longing. It was a
closest thing.
long, yeah, like
Not obviously not his biological son, but he feels that relationship with Johnny.
and increase his hallucination. He killed Johnny. He snapped his neck.
That is true.
Yeah.
And
He really
killed,
loves Johnny,
and,
huh?
and he killed the
Well, he
Cobra.
did. I do think he did.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Well,
But
he was the
that,
one
that whole part was just him shedding his weakness of Johnny, so he doesn't have a soft spot for him anymore.
Yeah, he's still going to probably at the
Yeah.
end. That's my prediction. That something shady's gonna happen at the tournament where they, for some reason, it can't get settled there. Like, all right, maybe another gym somehow wins because, some shady stuff happens between Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai. So they get like disqualified, so they have to go back to the valley to like settle it.
Or maybe,
I
or
oh okay.
hear me out.
Yes.
Some shenanigans happens where they can't determine a winner, so it's like a tie between
Yeah,
Cobra Kai and Miyagi. Just they have to do another
Oh
tournament.
yeah, Craig, you're probably
but they
right.
have to do it back in the valley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll pick a
It
new
has to
location.
it has to end in the valley.
Now, see, I was maybe that, or I think it'll probably be in Okinawa
Oh.
because I think it's gonna tie into that whole Miyagi storyline where he's like
Or
running
or
off.
or
I
or
think
is that where they have chosen track down the Miyagi story since he's going back to Okinawa?
maybe. I honestly do think Kreese will be redeemed, barring that he didn't kill Tori's mom. I think he will be redeemed because you gotta look at it like this: they redeemed Mike Barnes, and obviously, in short term, he didn't do nearly as bad things as Kreese did, but he still did try to kill Daniel. He really wanted to kill Daniel in part three,
Yeah,
and
he
he was
was
just
dangling off the side of a cliff.
yeah.
Yes, well, the thing is, like, he was also the instrument of Terry Silver and Kreese.
Yeah, but Craig, you didn't have to do it still. Like, I don't know.
Well, damn, weren't they paying him?
They were, but still, like, you know how, I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying, but at the same time,
It
he
was the
was the
80s.
ins
I was so hopped up on cocaine and revenge.
Well,
but still,
didn't Mike Barnes at the end of last season when he showed up, like, wasn't he on coke when
Yeah,
he
he
stole the
was.
limo?
Yeah, he 100% was. Yeah, his pupils were like the size of his eye.
Well, I feel like it's easier to redeem Mike Barnes just because, it's easier
Well,
to
that's what I'm
redeem
saying.
like the
That's why I
henchman.
said like the short term. Like, yeah, he didn't do nearly as bad stuff as Kreese, but he still, Craig, it seemed like he was enjoying it, harassing Daniel.
Yeah, but
But
he
at
he
least
was
he was
young.
in the same age gap as Daniel.
Well, technically, Terry Silver's younger than Daniel, but
Well, no, but like in
No, I
in
know
the
what you're saying. No,
movies,
I know what you're saying.
like he was just the instrument. He was a young
That's
kid.
crazy that Ralph Macchio is older than the actor for Terry Silver. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's actually kind of gross.
Jersey jeans. It's Jersey tough jeans.
They actually haven't, they really haven't like done anything for this season is Sam. She's kind
I
of just
could
been
I could
there.
care less about her. She has been one of the
I know, I'm
catalysts this
shocked.
entire
It's been five
series.
episodes and she hasn't like, ruined like three relationships.
Give her time.
She's brewmating.
Yeah. You guys have any other predictions or?
I'm locked in on Craig's
Yeah, I think Craig has
verdict there.
something. Craig has something cooking there.
Cooking. I thought I thought everyone kind of saw it too.
They don't
I'll
call him
have
Chef Craig for nothing.
I'll
He's
have to look
cooking.
online to see if other people are saying that. But we won't know until November, so we'll have to see if Craig's prediction will come to see the light.
This is what I hate too. If they want to do it in three parts to keep up interest, could at least like have the parts come out sooner. Like, why do I have to
Craig, they,
wait?
they literally finished filming in April
I know, but I'm just saying, I don't like the idea
or
of
like
waiting
May.
four months.
It's something crazy where they just finished filming.
Then they
That's
should
fine.
just push back the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of having to wait 4 months just to watch 5 episodes.
I could not think of a better Christmas present than the complete final season of Cobra Kai.
That's
It's not
true.
coming out though.
And
It's
well,
coming
for
out in
Colin,
November.
sorry for Colin, a Hanukkah present, but
It's just not true
it
at
still
all.
would have been great.
It's just not true. I'm not Jewish.
No, but part three comes out in 25, right? It's not coming out this
Yeah.
year.
It's 2025.
Oh my God. You
That's what
imagine,
I'm
like, even
saying.
though they finished filming in April, somehow all the characters age drastically still.
It could be a nice St. Patrick's Day present.
Or
Who
Valentine's
celebrates
Day.
that?
But we'll have to see. But with all that being said, this has been the Unbiased Opinion, where everyone's opinion is biased except ours. I am Colin.
I wish I had like I was trying to make I was gonna imitate the Cobra Kai music, but
Oh.
I can't do it. I'm Craig.
And I'm brewmating.
And we'll see you next week.
Don't have to shut the book on us.